Well, I think that's just about enough of that. People, what's going on? What is up? Hi. Hey, we're here. Obviously, Abby's here. Hi, Abby. Yeah, we're here. We're actually on time for a change. Yeah. No small feat, that. But I made an extra effort, you know, because, again, what are we if not creatures of scheduling habit? So, gotta be on here. Gotta be right. People expecting something. You gotta give it to the people, because people, you know, people to people. So, get out some of my birds here that I've been flying the course of this week. How y'all doing, people? I don't know if that song has a name, Bobby. Actually, I take it back. I can tell you. It does indeed have a name. The show is called the show. the song is called Plaidness. Like plaid, like, you know, the color plaid or the pattern plaid. Yeah, pretty cool. We'll use it. I think it's a good intro. I'm trying to find a good intro for ours there. Oh, you know what I forgot to do? Forgot to do our little takeoff. Hey guys, look at this. 266. We are 2/3 of the way towards getting our planes out here. Out here? Yeah, y'all got some? 266. Can you imagine? I mean, like, we've come a long, bloody way. You know what I mean? Long, bloody way. And I do it backwards again because I'm an idiot. Like to put the little takeoff there for everybody? Yeah. Yeah. So, 266, yeah. If y'all are keeping up at home, that's a lot of freaking planes, man. Doing good. And, like, if you're like me, you have as many that you get flying, you know, you've actually built the bodies, you've completed them, and then discovered they sucked, and then ended up destroying them. Yeah, well, that sucks. I've had to destroy a bunch of mine for, like, whatever reason. I've done it. You know, I'm not happy about it. But do you believe this is actually some, like, sunlight out here? Yeah. I've been destroying some because I'm not happy with how the planing has been going. So, it's not all of them, of course, but some of them. Like these the ND-19-3s. By the way, how have y'all been doing with y'all's flying after y'all made some ND-19-3s and followed me along? Those are some pretty good birds, huh? I was pleasantly surprised by how those are flying. Got me a full set here. There's 3 of them in net, including the one that you guys built with me. Then I got a couple of these here, and like the vampire and the wasp there. And another one of the 2 that you can see here, the droop snoots, different variations. Just testing them out, seeing how they're doing. You know, good little planes that they are. But yeah, having to destroy the ones we're having to destroy is like ridiculous. Cause I'm getting through some of these and like I'm realizing I don't need this many, and if they suck with a reason. So I'm not really getting rid of test fleets. It's just like, okay, I shouldn't say that. They are test fleets, but it's more like I'm getting rid of the ones that seem to just not amounting to anything at all. So I don't feel so bad getting rid of them. I mean, okay, I take it back. I kind of do because, like, once you fly them, you get like, okay, well, did I do something wrong? Why is this plane not working right? But as it were, it was these planes that I'd like already been flying, and some were good, some were bad, some were just like not meant to be. So I've probably destroyed a few, and of course our recommended way of destruction, burning them. I do burn. If for no other reason than I like to actually get the aerodynamic testing done, because it's again, it's having your own. Right? Yeah, I'm getting okay. It's having your own air wind tunnel and stuff like that, and then seeing the smoke fly around the actual aircraft. Does it work? Yeah, to a degree. I mean, what do you find? You're not really finding out too much stuff, I suppose, right? You're just kind of there. It's not so bad. These planes are okay. The planes are kind of like family, right? But you can't really keep everything. You're doing so much to these aircraft that like you're building so many other aircraft that why would you even bother? Hey Robert, what's going on, man? Why would you even bother keeping all the ones that you keep? I mean, seriously, what's the freaking point? So, um, yeah, I don't know. I got back into vampires here lately. I'm still working 19.3. I'm still trying to figure out what Venom is, and now I have this vampire catch, and I don't know. COVID. I have no idea if I had new ideas with it or what I was going to do with it or like so on and so forth. Like, is it something new? I've been playing around with like how I was fulfilling the roles and stuff, and I've talked to you all about the roles, and then I had them, and I kept wondering like, well, okay, I'm really giving serious thought to retiring Nimbus as it is, but only as it is. I probably not okay, not retiring Nimbus. I'm just basically retiring the what it's made out of. So just like it's construction, I may taper it for all I know, just get something more out of it. But I'm definitely thinking retiring Zephyr. Um, yeah, but you're late, but you're on time because it's like you're late in the startup, but like we actually started on time, so it's not like the hour late we normally would be. um, yeah, so Zephyr, I was thinking about putting it out, and then I was considering like, okay, so I'm dealing with Wasp, and whether or not Wasp could be like thanks, Abby. This is not my channel, but yeah, IVPAC channel. See, I really need to get other of our people to like post up post up videos on this channel as well as their own channel for like, just on occasion. I mean, again, you got to promote your own, but if you've got flights or something, I like sticking them on here, of course, and of course we link to yours. So, especially if you're a member. Um, but anyway, dealing with Fury and or Wasp rather, excuse me. I'm calling it Fury for the fighter bomber, but I'm very seriously considering like, what do I do with that? And I mean, I don't mind upsizing it, but is it truly just going to be the upsize? Because what's Wasp going to be when it's small? And then Vampire is the same thing. It's like I've got it. Well, after doing some of those test flights I was describing the previous time, like flying around Goblin and Diamant and Vampire are very similar, especially when built right. Vampire's got some high loiter and still has that dive bombing profile, but it's got some high loiter. And like, do I upsize it to do that? And because Vampire upsized actually is, as long as it's not too oversized. I can't build it on. I can build it on a Chinese menu, but I cannot build it on a calendar paper. If you build it on a calendar paper, it becomes transporty style. If you build it out of Chinese menu, yes, it's more like what it needs to do. So I was actually going to refer to that. It's the same plane. Well, it's I suppose it's not like on Facebook, is it? But I'd have to give you. Yeah, I could get you some. I could get you the link to it so you could like share a post up to it too. Um, like I said, I don't want to be the only one controlling it. You know what I mean? Or I mean, barring that, you could just like like make the video, download. I'll get the video from you or whatever, and I could just upload it into here. But yeah, just being able to upload to the channel, basically. So I'll get you that though, because again, being a member, you should be allowed to do so. And I think me and KIA are the only two to have done it. Maybe with a couple missile on there. Obviously, some of NASA's with his consent, but yeah, I'll want to make sure anybody can do it, just like Facebook. Like you can put it on the Facebook chat page for us. So no, Wasp and Fury are the same plane. It really is. Again, that's why I'm dealing with that, because Fury is just Wasp upsized to be the true like light fighter bomber that I call it. Because this right here, this is, well, a little bit of a different variation of it, but this is a Wasp, and Wasp is that size. I don't consider it my fighter bomber. I mean, you see, like, these are all comparatively the same size. So, ironically, segue into what I was doing, but that's exactly why. You talk about how big you're making your planes for what you're doing, and it's really kind of on you how big you make whatever planes you make, because you're just it depends on your construction style. Again, with Robert and his tapering, you're making it really hard. You're making it really like it's a solid build. So to be able to like carry a bomb, carry a weapon, drop a weapon, carry articles like a transport should, you don't need to build it like super large because it's super strong, it's super solid. You know, tapering does that for your plane. Uh, and again, like going back to what we had discussed before, when you upsize, you get a little bit of a different. You have a different plane. You know, you don't have. You might not have the kind of plane you're looking for if you upsize it. So it's not like having a plane that you can. Do you need to upsize? You know, like, and when you do need to upsize it, how big do you make it? Like, you know, I'm thinking about it and I'm thinking about it, and I had Vampire as a good example. Well, Vampire wasn't even the only one, but like Vampire is a good example because of what it does. I fly it in this form when it's only 5 inches wide long. You know, like, oh, excuse me, 4 inches long, but it's almost 7 inches wide. Right? Okay. Um, it's obviously a stunter. It's obviously loops, and it has a really cool flutter. It flies bat like it'll like wave itself down as you watch it go down. It like undulates. It's really cool. Um, but you build it bigger and you take that away. Almost a lot of planes, it's like that. You take away some of their styles because after they get bigger, they're just not. I mean, Wasp is a good example also because I've built it bigger, but I've also learned that like it glides straighter but shorter. A lot of cases, that's the plane. It's hard to really upsize them and get them to do the exact same thing they do when they're your standard size, which is this. I consider the regular A4 paper, the regular. I'm saying that right now. I'm even questioning, but like it's the standard size paper here in America, and then the rest of the world. That's your standard plane because you don't need to do anything to it. So once you build it bigger, it's any other plane, legal size or like your Chinese menus have a tendency to come in various, like they're all standard size, and then the calendar size, your desk calendar, which is huge. You know, that's how we step up, and at least when folding. Obviously, you can hybridize any plane to any size you want, but you could go poster board size like KA Sabertooth. That's a sizable bird and very formidable. They're solid when they get that big because it's poster board and carriage is good and they still fly really well. But they only need to do a certain style of flight when they're that big. I mean, you know, point A to point B, smooth glide. That's all you need. Basically, out of your larger planes, the medium, what we call the medium bombers and transports, and the heavy bombers and transports, they only need to do a very straight, smooth glide, very stable, for about the length of your yard, um, whatever size that is. But again, you'll realize if you build like certain planes that you expect, like something like this, like stunting, the bigger you build it, the less it stunts. Um, for whatever reason, obviously the scaling of your of all of your acting forces on the aerodynamics of the plane. But you realize again, like you're dealing with calendar paper, and you turn that Vampire build into calendar paper, and all of a sudden it's a glider. It turns into a medium to heavy bomber. Um, but if I build it out of Chinese menu paper, it's not. It still has this style of flight, which is what keeps it being a dive bomber. I had in essence made it a dive bomber, no matter what size I built it out of. But I can't obviously build it out of calendar paper. So this leaves me open. And of course, for any member, like it's obviously easy to make different planes just by scaling them up and down. I don't really like naming them something different when they're scaled up and down, unless it's like related. So, like Cirrus and Nimbus was obvious. That was really cool that it worked out. Wasp and Fury, not so much. Um, It's just because of the way that plane turns out. It's still the same plane. And I really kind of debate on whether or not I even call it that. Don't have a WhatsApp number. So I can't do that. I can get one, but I don't have one right now. I did away with mine like quite a few years. Like, seriously, I tried it. I liked it for a little bit, and I said, like, fuck it. Don't have it no more. And, yeah, I don't have it no more. So, unless Robert might have one. But anyway, so, like, again, considering your scaling, that's always something to think about. When we think about you don't want to go too big before it starts to do something completely different. And I know that KIA, the Sabertooth, it's semi, well, okay, I've seen firsthand that it has, I wouldn't call it a problem, but it has that issue, it has that situation where, like, when it started out, when it's small, it's of this size, it's a slightly bigger, a little bit wider, and it has the canard winglets up here. Canards, excuse me, canard winglets. I don't know what to call them because they're not exactly, they're canards. He's got to show you how to build one of those. They're really, really cool. But it's totally different when he scales it up. So it's easy to make it a transport, and it's easy to make it a bomber. However, it is not the same plane that it is when he builds it this size. And like me and NASA have talked about, we made that voyage of self-discovery, which it's kind of one of those things that you wonder, like, okay, you made bread, so how long? Why did it take so people long to make leavened bread and then sliced bread? Like, really, why is that even a thing? That shouldn't be a thing. It should have been like days later. You know what I mean? Like, man, I got this lump of bread. Man, it'd be really cool if it came in slices. You know what I mean? So every time they come up with something like that, you wonder, why the hell did that take that long? I mean, in the world of aircraft, yeah, it's kind of frustrating. And like what the Air Force is dealing with now, the F-15EX, which should be the F-15G, but let's not get into that. Anyway, I hate that crap. I'm not getting into that. Okay, so like I don't understand how the F-8, the Super Hornet, like, why do you have to go through a long, protracted, freaking flight test period when it's basically the same plane? And why? I mean, like, necessity is the mother of invention, sure. So what do we need, a war to actually get a plane from, like, on paper design artwork to actual flying example inside of a year? Because, back in the war on, like, seriously, World War II, how long did it take to develop those planes? Any of those planes, the Hurricane, the Spitfire, the F-1, well, that's jet fighters, but like the P-51, the FW-190. It's like, seriously, they didn't take no long. It was necessity, it doesn't take long. When it's peacetime, what does it take? 15 freaking years. Remember we had in the F-22 and the F-23, we had the ATF competition. I still have the magazine from when that was originally held in 1990. They're going head to head. We didn't get a first flying example until 97, and it wasn't actually accepted into squadron usage until 2002 and manned up. 12 years? Are you freaking kidding me? The plane should have been in squadrons. You wouldn't even have to worry about updating it and budget cuts and shit like that if you actually had that plane up, running, tested over and stuff by 95. Instead, it took you 10 years. Is it really that? I mean, like, seriously, if the design's 10 years old, by the time you, like, fly it, isn't it already dated? It's time to, at that point, you might as well build another one. Where's its, like, next incarnation? Where's the plane that beats it? Because you just tested it. You should have been, like, working on the other one. So, see, we do this. We don't have that problem. The only problem we have is keeping it with the design per the plane that we have. I know if I'm going to be looking for a design that's going to do exactly what Vampire here does, kind of a stunty plane, kind of a loopy plane, kind of undulating, which is really cool. A lot of planes you build that are going to be like that can't do that, but undulating and stuff. Like I don't have to really do the groundwork. I know what I'm looking for. So I usually, being an IVPAC member and a contractor, no, do not use WhatsApp. Don't know why, I just don't. Probably with kids. If I know Robert, he's there, but he's probably being blocked out by kids. um, like yeah, you can't where the hell was I going with that? No, you can't like you don't need to spend the time designing on a paper if you don't want. But I do proposals because I'm a contractor and I have an IVPAC, so I do write ups because I want to say like this is what I'm looking for, even if it's something simple, basic like a vampire replacement. Then I'll start taking it to R&D and seeing if I could like okay, well I should say D&T because you're gonna develop it and then test it. Writing it down is basically your research page, and then like doing the folds of the first few planes and trying to get what you're actually looking for out of it is your design phase. Then testing is you've got it, you kind of got it locked down. You may tweak it once or three or four or five times more, but you basically know what it's going to look like. And then eval is design's pretty much finalized. You're evaluating what's it going to do, how it can be, so on and so forth, what you can do with it. So in case you wanted to wonder how RDT and E phases go, that's about it. At least especially on our level. You can post a picture like Abby, you can post the pictures on the Facebook page or something, or even link them up in here, or I mean, there's other ways. You don't have to be looking through it like that. Just cause. So I mean, I would just assume the only reason I say that too is because I'd like more than just us to see it here on the page. Like I'd like everybody would be able to see your planes. So just giving it some consideration because of that. So, but yeah. Put them up here. We'll give them a link. Put them up in the Facebook page and give them a link. Do I even have that? I think it's in here somewhere. I could probably like give it to you so you like people know and like post it up there. Oh, they should be able to find it. It's not that hard. Just to make sure that everybody knows, like, hey, that's my bird, and you should be able to like, cool. You should be able to see it. So I don't want any of them like again. I don't want them to be all hidden on people. I want it to be cool for you. I want people to see your stuff just as much as I like, And then if they choose to fly it or just be that. What? What are you, drunk? Anyway, okay, that's kinky. Yeah. So like, if you want to post it up that way, you can do that. So, right. Anyway. So yeah. I'm thinking like if I went into something like what Y13 does, where you kind of draw it up, you know what you're looking for, and then once you got it drawn up, I consider. I mean, he literally draws. He draws a picture of the plane. He draws a design. I mean, I can do that. Have done that, but I also think it's kind of a futile gesture. I mean, if you know what you're looking for, it's almost seriously when I do it. I obviously I have my. I talk about the write-ups I do, which is basically literally just writing up what I'm looking for in the airplane. That's also kind of a futile gesture. It's like I don't really need to do that, right? What the hell's the point of that? But I like it for my own benefit. I like having it in my record so I know that I've been looking for this damn plane. So to get to this damn plane, I can say like, oh, okay, so this was the day I actually started development on one particular bird or whatever, and so on and so forth. I don't have that on my. I've not been good about that in the past because of my classics. A lot of the classics, my like Gen 2s, my second generation birds came during the war. So there was really no reason for me to do any write-ups. It was, again, necessity. So just kept building. Gen 3 came along and I actually got a chance to start doing it, and I never really looked back. That was basically the early 90s, a little bit of the late 80s, because again the ATF program was going on, so I had some. Man, when you get juiced as a kid and you start seeing that, and you're like, oh man, I could be doing that. I could be doing that's the same thing I'd like to be doing. Ooh, I could do it like this. So yeah, got me jazzed for like writing up and then having competitions and so on and so forth. And I had my own. Um, didn't work out so well. It was a stupid competition. But it hastened apart what I like to call the Great Realignment of 1994, in which case I really like, I kind of, it's funny because as I look back through IVPAC's history, that one period of time there, before it was kind of set, there was a flux going on right then, about like 89 to 94. And after I did the realignment, it set it back to normal. It set it back to what the core was. And since the advent, like, NASA's has really like spurred me. Missiles really spurred me. These people that have gotten involved since then, I've had like, they've given me ideas, they've given me thoughts, and I've read my books and I've had more thoughts, and and then I've got more people involved, so they actually had their opinions too. And then after I did that, I was like, oh my God. So here's the problem. I don't need to do all this unnecessary crap I don't need to do we don't need to have all this unnecessary crap, and yet it's cool to have this crap because it is necessary. It's just different line of thinking for the same projects and stuff, and it made it so open, so open. Basically I was impressed with myself, and you know how you are. You get that way, and then your plane was cool, and it was the way I drew it up, and I was pleased. So. And that's basically it. I mean, like, there's really no other way to make it sound good on myself other than to say, like, hey, I did this and it was right. So I was happy with, like, the designs rolling out. I was happy with, like, my methods. I didn't have to write up crap. I didn't have to draw crap. Paper planes, as much as they are neat to create and watch fly, if it's your own, they're not so much fun to draw. Because they're really kind of base. Okay, they're not that basic, but you know what I mean. There's a universally accepted drawing for paper planes out there, and it's that way for a reason. So, like, to draw one, and like you say, I foresee a design. Like, okay, I picture my design to look a certain way, so then you draw it some way, and then it's like, oh yeah, that's the way all paper airplanes look. Duh. So, you know what I mean? Like, if you ever tried it. This is stupid. I'm using a sheet that I used on you guys, but I mean, if you're sitting there drawing and like, okay, so I want to have a pointed nose, like it to have this crazy concocted fuselage here, so I'm gonna put it like this here, and have the wings like this, and have it like this, and I mean, seriously, that's how you come across with having these planes, which you get them done, and eventually you're still looking at, your plane as like, oh yeah. Oh yeah, it's a flying dart. And again, like, it's universally accepted. So I don't mind anybody that wants to do that. You do that, of course. It's on you. Like, have fun with it, which is all we're doing, just having fun with it. But it's also you got to draw a line sometime when you realize that is completely unnecessary. This isn't a true wasp. This is too long. What did I do differently? This thing has been bugging me since I built it. I built this this was yesterday's one a day. The vampire was 2 days ago. Wasp is yesterday's. The droop snoot thing, this thing is today's. But I realized after looking at that thing that it's like, that's not a wasp. I did something different to that plane. So I got to figure out what the hell I did to come make with the dumbass that plane really is, because it's not a wasp. I also realized fudge sickles, the wasps are all in a box, so I can't just get one from the hangar. I've almost got, they're one of the only planes that are left in a box. Besides javelins and vampires, wasps are the only things left in a box. So I gotta get enough hanging up here so I can get these damn things the way they should be, because I don't have them that way now. I should have at least 5 of every flying example up there, other than the big ones. And I don't. So I'm working on that. I'm working on that. You know, wait a minute. I thought you knew how to build Viper. Viper's NASA's. I can't teach you how to do that. NASA's got to teach you how to do that one. And so he shall. I'm not exactly sure if that's the plane that Robert built when he was tapering. We tried to find it out because we kept looking back at that, me and NASA's, and you're like, I saw the one that he built. It looks remarkably like Viper, but I'm not entirely sure it is. So maybe it is, maybe it's not, maybe none of us know. But actually, it's not the one. It's not the one that's out there. I don't think. Man, now you got me. Now you got me tricky because I'm like, okay, wait a minute. So is it? I'm looking into it because I'm trying to figure out if that's actually the case or not. Oh, wait, looking into the wrong thing. Bear with me, folks. I'm trying to find this out for Avi here because he's asking about the Viper. And again, that's a NASA Aerosystems one. I can't show you that one. Got Thunderbolt, got Spider, Firecat, and he showed us how to build. There's Ninja. Okay, so Raptor. No, wait. There's a new design, but that's not. Okay. He doesn't have Viper in there. Man, I tell you, to see that shit in Raptor looks really cool. Like to play with that, right? Raptors. Raptor's hot. I know why he named it that. We all know why he named it that, but. Yeah, I'm just trying to see because you were asking about it. So he doesn't have a how to build on the Raptor, I think, but Firecat burning, yeah, but no, he doesn't. Yeah, he doesn't have. Well, that's just too darn bad. But you're gonna have to ask NASA's actually if you want to get that Viper. So, and he's gonna do it on his channel, especially because like me, he's got those ideas for how these new ones are gonna look. So, I don't know. I was thinking about this too. I don't know about like when we close stuff, like when we close bases, when we close wings, or groups, or regiments, and or bases again, or when we retire aircraft. I honestly don't know if we've never done a video for that. I honestly don't know if we will do a video for that. So it's something we're trying to consider. You know, like is that going to be the case? Are we going to do that? I don't know. I don't know. Just stay tuned and we'll see. But oh, okay, that's cool. I can't. Like I said, I'd love to, but again, that's a NASA's aircraft. He's got to show you how to build it. Oh, please do. I'd love to see how you. I'd love to see how you did with the Valkyrie. I'd love to see how you did with the Valkyrie. But hey, good luck or have fun in class, whatever. As you had to go. Yeah. My wasps don't have. God bless. I gotta clean the base up a little bit. What was I looking for? I hit the card. Oh yeah, the card. Oh, I came over here without a light. That's genius. So anyway, going off with that destruction thing, I need to get a few more of mine destroyed, as you may have heard. I'm not going to destroy certain aircrafts because some of the testing that I have done recently has actually worked out really good. And I don't want to get rid of anything that I found that actually, works out really good. However, there are certain planes I'm obviously going to have to make a stipulation for because some of my planes have come across as like duplicates. I couldn't put it any other way. They're really kind of, I don't know, they're too much like each other is basically the problem. So, and they're not, the designs aren't the same. You know what I mean? But they came out in such a way that now I'm concerned about whether or not the planes that I built are, in fact, just an offshoot of the same plane. And I'm looking for new designs, even though I've got I literally do have absolutely no problem with using certain planes again the way they are. So I'm wondering exactly how I can like dunk some of these birds that I don't need anymore because I'm dealing with that. I don't know if you guys have ever dealt with that, but I'm dealing with that. And the way that is like, well, unfortunately, some planes are probably gonna have to go bye bye. I don't need some design. So yeah, there's that. No, I do not know how to build Viper. I have not ever known how to build Viper. Well, okay, wait, I take that back. I'm sorry, I have, but I'm not going to do it without him because I don't know if I'm doing it right. I mean, literally, I'm sorry. I have to say that, but I do not know how to build Viper. You're going to need him here to be able to tell how to build. Why is there a cat here? Why is there a cat here? Kitty is making an appearance. It looks like a giant cat, doesn't he? He's a little over 17 pounds. Where are you going? You are not getting... No. What are you doing? He's trying to get over to something. I don't know why. He doesn't know why. He's too big to be doing what he's doing. He made it, but he doesn't know what he's doing. So, that's my cat. Yeah, I don't know if I'm going to, I'm not sure. I'm not sure. You have to get it from him. Because he knows, and I don't know. Yeah. Yeah. Cat's got to be all bulky and stuff. You remember the old show, he was actually pretty small. You've come along with him a long way. Kitty Cat is like, Kitty's over a year old, and Kitty's over 17 pounds, so yeah, he's sizable. Kitty also tries to get involved, and he does pretty good about not stepping on the planes, believe it or not. He knows. He does really good about, like, the planes are there, he'll try to sidestep them. But he also, he's a cat, so he deals with, there's so many planes here, I can't get away with doing this, but I want to get this way, so screw them, I'm moving. But that's on me because my desk is too messy. Clear, and now the cat's gone. Anyway, I'm going to bring Vampire back over here. So, I love this little thing. It gives me pleasure to fly it because, again, I don't need a lot of airspace to fly it. And this is one of the examples I was telling you about designs. I actually wrote this one up and then I had an idea, drew it up one time. It was one of the very few planes I've ever done with it, so it was a good way to talk about that idea. Drew it up, figured out what I wanted out of it. Then I decided, okay, I built a couple design models out of it. I even saved what turned out to be the first one, even though the first one wasn't exactly real. I love the fact that it sits on its nose. They park like this a lot. The first plane looked nothing like this. Then I finally got this, and I'm like, oh, this is cool. And so now these are the Vampires. And again, if you have they please me. I mean, you got to find, sometimes if you're in a small area, if you've got a bunch of trees, if you've got houses, if you just got a small area, an apartment complex, and you don't really want to be losing it every day because you have a long glider. Long gliders are obviously fun to watch, but easy to lose. Sometimes you got to take pleasure out of the little ones. And this thing, yes, like Demont, gives me great pleasure because they fly really good. You didn't want to know how to build Vampire. You wanted to build Nova and Venom and stuff. And again, Venom, man, I swear to God, I sit down with it, I try to build one, and I get frustrated, and I leave it. That's what started this crap. That's what made me build this plane, because I was working on the Venom really after the show last week. And, I didn't really finish a single plane as much as I finished folding 3 and destroyed all of them because I knew they weren't right. I never even coded them, didn't even count them because they weren't finished. And I know this isn't right. I know this isn't right. So, and part of me also is thinking about Okay, am I building a Venom or am I building the Venom NG? Because that's two different planes. As much as I like to think that Venom NG is what I had, it's not. I know that too. This right here, this Wasp is closer to what Venom was than Venom NG is. And you've seen, obviously, because you've asked for the tutorial on that one, you guys, you've seen what Venom NG looks like. And it don't look anything like that. But the point, that's a Venom NG right there. But the point of the matter is we're dealing with two, like, dude, like, look at the, that's not even right. And when I look at okay, I don't have what I thought, like Robert was asking about that, a classic 35 mil picture. And even when I went to it, the thing is, my mind's eye, I could picture the Venom. And with help from NASA, I can also, like, I know details about it. Like he always goes through, when we talk to each other, we remember the details. We just don't remember how we got there. So, like, one of the key things is, okay, and we're talking literal bits and pieces here. Like, okay, neither one of these gets it perfectly right. The length of this one is about right on Venom. It's got a little narrower fuselage. I don't think the nose... This is what tricks me out. I don't remember how the nose was. It had smaller anhedrals than either one of these, but the design was closer to this. Like, it had a little bit of a tip. It did not have a big old tip, which is why I call this Venom NG, because seriously, how I get this is like, this is closer, because the wings are broader to the length. The ratio of length to width was more appropriate this way. Of course, this is not a standard Wasp, so, but, oh man, if I could just figure it out. And even if I could figure it out, I realized, like, if I could remember how to build the regular Venom, I would have a world of new problems, because that Venom was supposed to be what Diamant and Vampire does right now. So, you're kind of sitting in on a Sill issue here. Forgive me, this is basically a me talk. I don't mean to do that. I should be talking about y'all's, but yeah, they look kind of like it, but again, Wasp, you see the difference in length right there. I mean, Wasp is definitely longer, but then again, that's not a standard Wasp. I'm trying to actually park you. Like, what's straight on for you? This one here? So this is at the 10-inch mark. So you can see that, like, obviously, you see how much longer Wasp is than Venom. But this is a semi-standard blade for Venom. Like, Venom usually turns out, NG, that is, usually turns out this way. Wasp usually turns out differently than this. And ironically enough, I think it would probably be closer to the length of this one. I know it would at least be a half-inch shorter, but not much else would change. This is still basically the plane. So yeah, I don't know. I don't like the way they've come out, but yeah, I need to stop being a little bitch about this one here and just keep building some Venoms and get this right. Especially because, like Abby's asking here, I can get you guys involved if I could get a Venom NG locked down, so I could do the tutorial on one and say, like, okay, this is how I have found to make this commonplace. Because like I said, right now, I don't ever fold it the same way twice. That's not going to help any of us figure this out. So, I just got to learn how. And the funny thing, what's even funnier than that is I got to write up on one of the planes itself on how to build it. And I can't understand the way I wrote it. Because I was short. No, I mean, like, I can read it. I can't understand how I got the folds out of it. So it's still beyond my effort. All you need to do also is see, like, a Wasp and Venom fly to understand that, like, there's... I mean, they look different. Obviously, you saw them there in a head-to-head. They're a little... They're like... I mean, there's some similarities, but not very many. These are different planes. None of the folds match. You can see some of the ones that are complex on the top there. Gives it a little stutter step on the front there. And this just smooth balancing. So there's even a staple. There's no staples in this. One of the reasons why Venom NG has such a range is because the weight balance is like perfect. So, man, when I get Venom right, though, you guys will be there right with me if I ever get it right. We'll talk about this once I get it right. Right now, also, I mean, like any other one, once you start building some things, you work on the new stuff first, right? So, I mean, I enjoy Wasp, I enjoy those, but then I got the new little one that you guys are building with me here. The no slant, yeah, like the one we built last week. Yeah, these things, JN2321. These things are nice. Kind of having fun with these. Having real fun with these. So I'm not really interested in like getting a. I don't want anything modded. I want these birds to perform. You know. So, and now I'm getting. Like I said, I'm getting a whole bunch of them. Like the test fleet is getting ridiculous with these things. I've almost got it right. I feel I've almost got it right with the way I told you about how to design it last time. I think we got it a lot closer. And then, like, you wonder, when you look at it, you wonder, but, like, these four is what led me to ND21-1, which is the droop snoot here, which you would see. This thing. This one in particular is pretty cool. It's pretty cool. I love that nose. I love that droppy nose. It would be a reconnaissance plane if we had cameras. And, I mean, like, if you're still following that sort of lane, like, you might call it reconnaissance because it's like, well, look, it's got, like, you know, the RF4 is kind of like there's cameras. That's the opaque paint for a camera, right? It's a camera. So I don't do that. I'm like, if there's no camera on board, it's not a freaking reconnaissance plane. Other than that, I would call it that. I sometimes wonder if that's why that's why you guys get drones. But what you call drones, what OAE and Robert call drones, but I mean, target drones, I like using the word target in front of it, and that's it, so. Yeah, there's that. And I got that other one. The other one I built here, this one kind of sucks. This is another ND29, or ND21-1. You see the difference. There's a big difference in these two, really. It really isn't as bad as it seems, but this one came out, like, the droop snoot on this one is very subtle, whereas this one is very pronounced. I like that one better. And this one I could not get right. Although, this one might be interesting. I got to bring this one up, and I need to bring this one up. I know. Does it fly good? That's good. I'm glad you found that it flies good. I appreciate that. I like thinking that the plane got a little bit more for you than it did for me. But for NASA's sake, I kind of surprised myself with this. You can't really see it, but you can. If you follow along back here in the tail, you'll see in the tail plane like the multiple creases they have, both sides, because this one has had, see that right there? This one has had 3 different angles folded into its anhedrals. And you can see it on a head-on view because it doesn't look like it. You see the way it's affected the folds there. They're not exactly straight. But the key to that is, if you'll notice, they're pinched. They fold forward. This plane actually, this guy's actually appreciated, flies better with those anhedrals forced forward like that. This was a big surprise. I finally got a plane to prove that Mark's little experiment with actually getting those that way worked. So you're dealing with these. Like, I actually had them straight, and it fluttered, it corkscrewed and died. I kicked them out this way once. That's where the lines go in here, so the anhedrals actually went out. That sucked. So I pinched them inside. Then it flew. So this plane works. The droop snoot, anyway. Well, at least like this, in this guise, which isn't the standard, because this is more of the standard. This thing is, let's see here, comparatively, this thing's about 8. It's actually from tip to tip, it's almost 8 1/4 inches long, whereas tip to tip, this one is probably actually close to the same. No, it's only 7 3/4 inches long. but it's the width that really gets it. If you see the width is like 4 inches wide at its widest point, which means the anhedrals are cocked out. This thing is 5 3/4 inches wide. So, different aircraft. Same design principles. Most of the folds are the same, but different aircraft. And again, a lot of that can be, if you see that, you see the way the anhedral is folded all the way down that line of the wing versus this one. Obviously, if I were to kick these in more, take some more wing away, so the width would be gone, but we're still talking about a different bird. I mean, you could just see it inside where the delta diamonds are kicked off. Like this one actually has a little bit of delta diamond going on here. This one has only got an anhedral. It's got a straight trailing edge. Again, which I think is more crucial. So, oh, why, were you not getting any water? That would really suck, man. Is it all right? Okay, well, I want to make sure you guys could see that, because, like, sometimes the folder, I need to order that light. Sometimes the folds are a little bit more questionable. You know what I mean? You just got to worry about that. So, anyway, yeah. So yeah. I would say that I'm not going to do more test flying. I'm going to get Venom out there. Venom is scary, though. Like, I mean, Venom is, I need to stop being scared by it, because the way Venom is like, I can build it, and get it right, and it'll fly like the rest of us remember it, where it'll like leave a park, which means I couldn't fly it here, or else I would lose it. And then what would I gain? You know? But if it flies the way it has been, I don't have nothing to worry about, because this stupid little thing will stay in the area. This one doesn't fly as good. I'd still give it to you guys, but again, I want to make sure I get this damn thing. Like, I would like to just build 3 of them sequentially the same. I sit down, build one, like, okay, how did I do that? Build it again. Okay, I did it that way. Then build it again, like, I got it. The moment I can do that, you will get a tutorial on this thing, because I need your help. Just like I needed on Valkyrie. Just like I needed to, like I got you involved in ND19 and ND21. Well, no, wait, you guys didn't build 21 yet. But ND19, it's the same thing. I want assistance with it. I just need to, I need to get something right. And see that? Did you see that? See the way that right there crinkles? This has been a problem with these each time I've built it. The fuselage is weak right behind the center fold. During flight, that doesn't matter. But during pinch maneuvers and stuff, that could cause a problem, because that might need to be a structural improvement point, and I don't have the weight on this plane to give, because this one is a practice in perfect weight distribution. I mean, it literally is. The one key to this plane is perfect weight distribution. So, which is why it's so crucial to get this thing right on every one of the folds. And see, even with this one, I know it's not right, because while it looks kind of cool that you have the little foldy step here, it's not supposed to have that. So I did something wrong. I don't even think I'm supposed to have this. I just did that again for weight distribution. It flies better that way, but it ain't right. So Venom is still Venom is still lost. I mean, I could say I could partially build Venom NG. That's what I can say. And that's not, I mean, obviously the way you heard me, it's not even with confidence. So that's where I'm stuck at, people. You know, don't you hate being stuck? Screw 1-a-days. What I need to build is 30 in a day. 1-a-days are cool. They definitely increase your force, they keep your ideas fresh, and they give you new ones. But let me tell you, nothing like sitting down one day for about 2 hours, just dedicating it to folding and creating. And like literally an hour. Well, I wouldn't do an hour, because if you're really going to fine tune the plane, you might only get 3 built. But I say like 2 hours and almost just build bodies so you don't have to tweak. Don't build them flight ready. Just build them and get them ready to, like, you can put the wing folds on, you can put your winglets on, anhedrals on, canards on, all that blah blah. But like then unfold them and paperclip them and hold them that way. That way you don't tweak. You just build, you fold, you're done, and you can crank them out. Seriously, you'd be surprised how far you can get when you just crank out for 2 hours. And then you be whatever plane that you're building, you become an expert at. Seriously. You become an expert. Dude, you are just, what the hell? There's NASA's. What? I'm beginning to think COVID is affecting you again, man. Seriously. Like, what the hell? You gone for like a half a year. And yes, that was the time. You were gone a half a bloody year. And now we're having problems. Like, this is a curse, bro. This is a curse. She's cursed you. The serious nose fold, huh? Well, I know you could work with it, but I don't know how to work with it. I mean, even NASA's can attest to the fact that we don't know. He knows I don't know how it's built yet. I mean, like anything. Looking at when you see it. I can turn this off. Looking at, God bless. See all those folds up there on the top of the wing? See the way, like, there's a fold here. There's a fold here. There's a fold here. See all those folds? You have to get them just so. And then, again, I like to reiterate, this is not how the original Venom was built. Sucks. Basically, it's just a practice of getting all the folds right. And you'll see also there's a piece of tape up there. There's actually two pieces of tape up there. And there's a single piece of tape holding the nose together. It needs those. Is it right? Who the hell knows? No pun intended. But it needs a little bit of tape. So it needs enough to do that, and then this. I mean, for real, this might be a case of just getting these balances right without worrying about the folds, but see, but let me tell you, Mark, dude, that must be, it might not be a curse as much as it is like the move might have just did some more damage. But then again, how did you get it? Is that the new one the motherboard Nick went out on? Or is it the old one it went out on? Because you haven't been on here. You haven't been on here with it yet, so I didn't know if that meant like you have a new one already to take the place of the old one, or, you know, so. Man, I'm telling you, man, it's a freaking curse, bro. It's a curse. Ah! No, I know Venom doesn't suck. Right? Obviously, anybody who's seen it. But the fact that I've only got like 6 of them really kind of puts a dampener on things, you know? Get this crap right. I need to... If I built it now, I'd have to take apart one of these again. And I'm pretty sure I've got one. Take it apart for that reason. I can't take... I don't know. I take these apart and I figure out how to fucking build the right ones. Well, like I said, what I need to do is I need to sit down, have a session. Like literally a session. 3 hours, 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours, whatever. Just nothing but build this plane until I get it right. Until I get it. But it's easy game to talk about, isn't it? But until I get it right and until I become good enough at it that I'm satisfied that I can make it, and then I can make it for you guys. And then you can help me build the damn thing. Tell me about it! The COVID continues. It's like you're still on a damn quarantine, bro. Good God. We were supposed to be celebrating the fact that we were back together and we could do the show the way we got it before all this bullshit happened. And now we're still going on. I mean, don't get me wrong. Sorry, I'm not trying to make it sound like... I know it sucks. I'm not making it sound like... But, like, God damn it, the gremlins are really fucking with us. Aggravating as hell. At least they still got the show. You know what I mean? Still got the show, bro. Yeah, and Valkyrie and Venom are two... Man, I gotta start with the V names. Valkyrie and Venom are two totally different... You really gotta show me the Valkyrie flights, Abby, so I can see exactly what it is you got right. I would love to see, you know, how you built yours and then what you did to it. I mean, you told me, but, like, I want to see the flight, so I'd be like, oh my God, no, why can't I get my plane to do that? Because I've never got... I mean, Valkyrie's... I hate it. This is one of the reasons why I've had it for so long. It's got a name, and then... It's like that's as far as it got, because it hasn't worked for me. Can't get it to work. Looks cool as hell. Whatever. So it's like they know we're onto something. It's like they know, you know. I mean, yeah, or Sovid. I like to blame Sovid for it because it's just an easy blame, you know. Oh my god. So again, but is this the new one or the old one? Is this your new? Is this the new machine you got, or is this the old machine you got? He's coming to, you know, changing the words to. He's just you know, slanging it. He's just slanging it. Sounds like you would. It makes the sound that you would sound like if you had a cold. Because we do that. That's what we do. It's what we do, man. It's what we do. I gotta change that crap. I really gotta change that crap. So anyway, yeah. So keep flying at ND20 the 21-3s for me, or God damn it, I'm stupid. The 19-3s for me. Show me some flights, and yeah, if you got the Valkyries, show me some of those flights. I'll probably still post those. Speaking of that, I'll probably still. I know I would be too. You guys got it bad, but you stay safe over there, Abby. I mean, there's a reason why they're keeping you in. You guys are having real trouble over there. So don't let me hear about you getting like all sick because of this crap. I don't want to hear about it. One of our, you know, internet friends dying over there because you just got a little frustrating. Just build your planes, fly a couple, be happy about it, man. You know what I mean? Just don't let it get to you because we'll all come out of it. We'll be all right. We'll be stronger for it. So maybe we're just trying to find a way. You know what I mean? We're just trying to find a way. All this time? Are you outside, Rob? You outside? You must be outside. Because you went through... See? We were talking a good game about getting Robert involved in the show, which we're really going to have... By the way, we really got to work with that next time we actually get up because... I don't know if we can work on a volume balance, but me and Mark were really loud, and then he was kind of quiet. So we should be able to pump and equalize the volume so that when we get on the show, you know, it'll be all right. Hope you got your show voice coming. I know, right? It feels like that sometimes when you get involved in this crap. That's not what the hell is going on? Why is that in the way? Okay. I'm just trying to work this damn plane. Just trying to build this thing. I haven't finished it yet. I don't know what to do with it. I don't know what to do with it. I got to work with Mark, too, because you do got to get a mock. Oh, man. We all have to have a mock. If somebody can remember what it was back in the day when you had a big... Oh, man, dude, that brings us back. Oh, a mock. We used to have a mock. You do, yeah. It's low, so it's just your phone. We might be able to work out like once we get back on here. If somebody gets all of his stuff fixed, we might be able to like it is the mic though. It is the mic because Ki has been on with us. You've probably seen the show in the past. It's been a little while because of his job, but damn it, Ki, you got to get yourself right, bro. Either that or we got to change the date of the show. But anyway, we worked with his mic, and he's up live, so, like, I mean, he's at a balanced level. So, yeah, apparently that's probably what you need is a mic. We all need something in the studio. Right? Like, some of us need a working computer. Some of us need better lighting. Some of us need a better mic. And the thing about it is between all that crap, it's all crucial. It's all crucial. So, like, one of y'all gets something right, so the rest of y'all get the rest of it right. Damn it. Damn it. I don't know what to do with this damn thing. I sit here another week. That's what I use. I'm just using a headset. I think about getting one of the mics, and then I'm also like, well, dude, every time I hear the show, and none of y'all have complained, and I hear the show, and I sound all right, so I'm like, I don't want everybody to hear every minute little thing. You know what I mean? You start picking up mouse farting in the background, and I'm like, okay, I got the wrong freaking thing. I don't need to hear, like, gastrointestinal juices when you're like, talking on the damn thing, so I'll stick with this one. It's sensitive enough that I sound good, and it's not too sensitive that you pick up every little damn thing. Plus, it doesn't seem to pick up too much outside influences either. So, oh my God. What the hell happened? Okay, so, Can you hear me? Can you hear me out there? Is this coming through? All right, yeah. Yeah, oh man. I just like the lighting is good, obviously, but I think it could be a little bit better because the shading is wicked weird. I don't really want to have to put something up directly above my head, but damn it, I will if I gotta. I mean, the camera mount, a little questionable because it's slanted. I got one of the stupid little ones that mounts on your freaking monitor, so it's mounted on my right monitor. But, I mean, it's alright. It just... I actually kind of like it better because there's a little bit more... I didn't used to, but now I realize, like, okay, this is cooler because it's more... It kind of keeps y'all involved. Like, there's sometimes you get these and it's like just straight up top down. It's like yours, Robert. When you do your show, you have it cocked off to one side. I like that. It gives it a more humanistic approach. I mean, if you could flip cameras so that there's one like a top down when you do the folding, and then there's others like this when you're like, oh, okay, so, hey, the guy's got hands. He's doing something over here. He's doing something over here. You guys could track that. It's again, it gives it a little more human feel instead of the clinical feel. So, hey, I mean, that's all Mark was using was the Bluetooth. Of course, he wasn't happy with it. So, we're all just trying to find ways to make it better. Just everybody starts out somewhere, and then you just keep building off of what you got. Yeah. So, what the hell? Although I realized that too, actually. You guys caught pretty good a bit typing last time. How did you hear the typing? You weren't supposed to hear the typing. But you heard the typing. What were we talking about? I'm just working on the description a little bit here. Don't ask me why I'm doing it on here, but I'm giving you all a chance to build or something. You catch up if you can. 3 freaking times? I noticed that, yeah. I'm assuming you haven't had your alone time. And then, like, so you haven't done a video, I haven't done a video. Which problem are you referring to? There's a bunch of problems with it. What, typing? Camera positioning? I mean, ironically enough, any problem you could be talking about would be true. My mic problem, my lighting problem, my camera problem. Yeah, I've had none of these problems. I'm assuming what you're talking about is the Venom problem, because Venom was 20 years old, but it... Oh! Pardon me, people, while I go into the sheets. Oh! Wait a minute. a little bit of a segue. It kind of reminded me of, remember how 1 week ago or a couple weeks ago I mentioned like try to remember to get everybody's, like if there's an anniversary coming up, it's blah blah blah. Yeah, I've been kind of neglecting that, so I'm gonna get back on there again. And he just said it 20 years ago, so let's tap into the anniversary annals here and see what's happening. What happened? Did anybody have any kind of anything going on since the last time? What have we got here? Lo and behold, what have we got? We've got mostly OAE stuff, yeah. Which is all retired. Robert, you never told me actually if you gotta give me a couple retirement dates, because I do have yours. RR2 apparently rolled out June 20th of 2010. And its first flight was the same day, but I'm assuming that since you're up to RR8, and that's in testing, that you're currently using like the 6 or the 7, maybe both. I don't think you're probably using the 2 anymore, so it must be retired, right? I don't have a retirement date for it. And then KIA Shadow, which was like one of his newest creations, was built almost 3 years ago to the day. Wait, 2021, yeah, 2 years ago, excuse me. Before all this COVID, before we even knew this COVID crap was happening. KIA launched a new Litro trainer. We should get into that one. He's talking about getting back on here somehow, so it's something else we got to fix up. One of the many reasons we got to fix this crap up. Let's get with it. Yeah, I know. Well, the computers were involved. Hell, phones were involved back then. But yeah, that wasn't really a problem. Man, could you imagine if we've been doing the show 20 years? 20 years of this show would be cool. I mean, we've got a pretty good run, but damn, if we'd have been doing this. Because I've always had a periodical of some point. I really have. I've always had a periodical going on. Like, we used to do the magazines. We printed up the magazines. Like, literally, actually, we wrote on them, then we typed them up. Then the computer typed them up, so we had them online. We started turning on to the online e-zine, and we did the pictures, which we did with 35 mil and digital. So, I mean, we've been through the run through time, but it's kind of cool, like going back to classics and like. I really don't know how to study very hard. I always thought it was better done by osmosis. If you lay your head down on the desk on top of the book that you're trying to study, it'll probably still get you in trouble. But you supposedly, like, the words just be absorbed into your head. So use the RR7. You're right, yeah, because the RR8's in test. But that's what I mean. So the 2 is like retired, right? Hell, the 3, 4, and 5 are probably retired. Probably, unless you got the 5 in the reserves. So anyway, but like, I mean, I got some of the, actually, in truth, I think on the aircraft sheet, all I've got is those. So if you have, hold on, let me make this easy. Let's take this up, just pow. See what I got. See, because, yeah, in your list of those, I've only got R1, 2, and 7. I'm assuming 3, 4, 5, and 6 remain. So, but I've only, like, I've got the aircraft that you've given me so far, like, literally the ones you've given me so far. So, that's what I've got. I've got, like, a couple of them. I've got a couple of them that have rolls, so you really need to get me on, like, 7 aircraft still need rolls. And if you got their codes, I mean, if you don't have their codes, it's no big deal. We can develop you a code. Or, like, if you have a code. The code is basically what we talk about, like, NASA's knows, but, like, the ones we have, when we talk about, like, the numbers. And, again, I understand some of you guys don't do numbers. I really think you should do that. If you don't, fine. I get it. But I really think you should do that. In any case, you don't do numbers. It's on you, but the code we talk about, like, when we run down the sheet, like, here's my sheet of when I actually went through the fleet numbers. Like, Goblin's got a T, lowercase t, Phase's got lowercase g, Javelin's got a lowercase j. Obviously it doesn't, it just happened to be, Diamant's got a V, whatever. So, like, Goblin's T21. So when I build the next one, it's going to be T22. That's the code we're referring to. So, like, I mean, you could use any damn thing, but I want it to be, like, unique to the individual plane. So it's a production code. Not like your contractor's production code. Because I don't think any of us do that, which would be like the sequential number of planes ever built. I've never done that. I did that for a while, way back in the day, and then I said, like, screw that. I ain't bothering with that no more. I think it was when I started actually, like, building in bulk, like we were just talking about, like 2 hours of just constant building. Yeah, I think I stopped that because it was like, no, this ain't gonna freaking work. But yeah, you got to at least number them. So then they all have like an exclusive number. I use the letters, and I've gotten to V. Or wait, yeah, V. Yeah. Tiamat is the latest that's been accepted, so it's V. As I cycle back around, I'm probably going to use capital letters next, which goes back on something that I used to do because I used to actually have all of them like that. They all used to have capital letters because they all used to actually have the capital A, which I thought was which I thought was stupid. Whatever. So, study hard. Dude, like, find yourself some chill music and like concentrate on what you're doing. I mean, literally, whatever it is, use as your focus point. If you've got like a Zen kind of, um, I don't know what you would call it, but if you've got if something makes you go into your Zen, like folding planes does for us, you'll notice every time we do it on the show, we get kind of quiet. It's hard for us to remember to talk to you guys, to keep a running commentary. But the reason for that is, like, we're so into the plane. You just need to get that way about the studying, if you're worried about it. You know, just like, I wouldn't say pretend it's a paper airplane building, but just, just put some ambiance in the background. I don't even like music. If I play music, it has to be instrumental. And if it's instrumental, it can't be like so calming it puts you to sleep. So it's got to be a little mix it up. Kind of like how our intro to the show is. I mean, seriously, that's what I would use. You got to do something like that. Have it in the background so you don't get too distracted. So you got a little bit of energy to it, but you got a little bit of, like, dude, seriously, there's many. You search YouTube for that, like, study music or whatever. Yeah, there's like 4 hours at a stretch. They're really good. They're actually, I find those are perfect. I find those are helpful to me. I've made a couple myself, but yeah, just have that in the background. Something that's like upbeat enough to not put you to sleep, but so much so that you can't, like, getting into it and you can't figure out. But like, and play it at a really low volume so it's like almost subconscious. You actually have to kind of like up the volume a little bit, because if it's too low, your brain will start concentrating on what you're hearing and not what you're reading. If you're studying is reading. So you got to watch it. It's a delicate factor, but you'll find your sweet spot. Listen to me. Oh my God. Dude, I studied like a pillow too, man. Seriously. But I mean, I know how to do it. And again, it's all a matter of getting in your zone for like anything. Whether you're working, playing, folding, building, whatever the hell it is. It's just your zone. So, like I said, just find your zone, whatever works for you. Keep out the distractions. Do not let a distraction in, because if the distraction's anything like, if you have any kind of form of ADHD, which I think almost every human has, they just don't want to admit it. But like, yeah, you be distracted by, oh look, a squirrel's running across. Don't let that happen. Just like get into it. If you can make it fun, it helps. It's hard to do that sometimes, but if you can make it fun, I mean, whatever, like turn it into a game somehow, or what have you, or like just even pep yourself up. Gee, I wonder what's on the next page. Just whatever. That helps too. But sometimes it's like your learning style. If you read about the learning styles, because like all humans have like the learning styles. I can't remember what it's called, the Kersey test. But it helps that if you know that too, because some people learn by reading, some people learn by touching and feeling, some people learn by doing. You could be a teacher that could talk to you and teach you. That's a version of learning, as well as doing it. So called like kinesthetic learning. You can look into that. I know what it is, but I don't remember what it is, and I'm not going to take the time on my show to actually get that crap right, because I could turn into that's our tech talk, people. But yeah, if you can figure out what matches your learn type, you'll get it right. But yeah, like I said, it's basic concentration though, because If you can make it fun, if you can make it interesting, I personally think that's the biggest key over anything else. Is you just got to make it somehow. You got to make it interesting. I couldn't. I would really love to make a trip to India, but I couldn't. You guys are on lockdown, and so are we. It's bad enough right now. Some restrictions are being eased, but you actually have to be vaccinated, and some countries just don't allow you in or out right at this point. And you are one of the countries that don't allow it in or out right now. I would love to go up there, especially where you're at too, because I don't feel I would be in all the, like you said, it was kind of smoggy over there, so it's like, you know, I picture it that way in, like, you know, the subcontinent, but man, I think being that close to the Himalayas would be awesome. You probably can't see them too well from where you're at, but boy. Hey man, come on over. Like I said, we all somehow need to get together and do some flying like Robert talks about somewhere, somehow. We have to take this really cool ass road trip and meet somewhere and fly in this big ass park where we can't be disturbed and we have a glorious day of flying. That'd be sweet. We get KIA to actually drive longer than an hour and a half. That boy, man, I swear. You'd figure he's the kind of guy who'd be built for like a long distance drive, but dude, for real. I wonder about him. Would you do it, Cat? You know I'm talking to you, Dalton. You know I'm talking to you. Would you do it? Or is it going to be hard to get your ass like anywhere, any distance? Even for a good cause. You know what I mean. Anyway. Yeah. Things are coming, people. Once NASA gets his shit together, I gotta stop doing that. It's NASA's. Or unless he's changing the name, NAS. We talked about this before. It's like NAS Aero Systems. So, I mean, in a way, and he did NASA Systems, and really actually it could kind of be like, would be NAS Aero Systems, you know? And going back and forth, but like the abbreviation has to, like he keeps it 2 letters. So it's crucial because you don't want to be NASA, even though it's a link, but NASA will rule your link, and they may slap you with something too, so you don't want to really tread on unnecessary toes. I mean, I don't think it's trademarked. It's just an agency number. But still, that's like, neither here nor there. You just... I'd like to be able to call him by the right name. Like, I'd like to be able to call OAE by the... Speaking of which, have any of y'all heard from OAE? I need to shoot him an email. Hope he's alright. If any place you got to be worried about what's going on is California. Either that or New York. You got to worry about the big towns because you either get shot or get burned or get hung or get knifed or shivved or... basically a murder victim, but also like in California, he could have got trapped under a pile of rubble or a volcano or a heat wave or a fire. Dude, why does anybody fucking live in California? I can avoid all of that just by not living there. But they like, no, I got to get over there for reasons. I don't know. Man, if I go there, I would never get out of there fast enough. Anyway, though. I think phase 3 is definitely the plane you're looking for if you have that kind of thing. But I also see, you got to see, I hope you're watching some of Robert's videos too, because he's got some pretty amazing flights there. And it's not just us. It's not just IVPAC members. It's not just, I mean, again, like there's an awesome amount of airplane videos out there, which we have linked to here on this channel. The videos themselves are their channels. There's some amazing flights out there. It's really impressive to watch. I love seeing how people have done. What have they done? You know, so I don't understand how some people get competitive about it. I mean, there's a place for competition, of course, and obviously, you know, being what we are, the Corps, the paper Air Force, if you will, we we do see competition. It's like we kind of see like, hey man, if your plane sucks, we're coming at you. I mean, we kind of do look at it like that, I ain't gonna lie, but, I mean, it's basically, though, I mean, we're just trying to get everybody involved, you know? I'd like to have members across the world, you know? It'd be really cool if we could just get everybody together and, like, you know, fly and do these awesome things together. and have like fucking a million members would be great. But only want to be competitive for a little bit. We want to be friendly competition too. I mean, maybe it turns into a war or something like that. But just yeah, it'd be so cool if we get that global reach. We need that. Yeah, I know. Wasp. Yeah, I haven't put a Wasp tutorial up yet. Hey, up until tonight, nobody's asked for it. Besides, you guys have given me kind of the lowdown on how I'm supposed to be building these things, so I gotta do Nova first, man. Gotta do Nova first. You're making it sound like one of those is like the end all be all, so you'll get your stuff, my friend. You'll get your stuff. Yeah. So, hey, anyway, look, hour and a half. Let's close this down. So, nice show. We didn't do too much, but we did do some talking. Get a little winded, but the people like the show this way. Guys, appreciate you coming out. Like I said, we try to keep it as an interesting length, so I don't have to judge it, so I don't have to edit it. We're gonna stick with this color scheme for now because it seems to be working. Don't go changing. We won't go changing, even though changes are coming. There's been requests. There's been plans. So that we need to. That's what we'd like to do. Is turn it into some kind of like big old, a big old flight thing. It's like we get involved. Yeah, we want to do that. I'd like to get like something like we had. That was the fly-in that we had at La Follette. We'd love to do that crap again. We need to do that crap again. So. Yeah, but again, you do. I mean, I'm guilty of it too. Don't get me wrong. I've been doing so much flying. I just haven't doing any videoing. All these planes that you saw tonight have been in the air recently. So, well, maybe not Venom. Venom hasn't been up in the air. But hell, not this one, ironically. But these three were in the air earlier, like 2 hours ago. So, I love this plane. Can't say it enough. I'm going to fin code this one after the show. Yeah, guys. Look, hour and a half. I'm trying to keep this reasonable because I really want our shows to be like an hour and a half, just to keep people getting bored, being stupid. And yeah, getting together online, getting together outside is something we all need to look forward to, especially after this COVID crap is over with, because like for real, man, it's like it was pretty easy to kind of get slack on it over the past year, because the past year was the past year for what it was. But now that it's over and we can get back outside, yeah, it was really stupid because I was going outside anyway. Like, what, you gonna stop me from going out? I'm gonna fly, I'm gonna walk, I'm gonna run, I'm gonna drive, I'm gonna bike, I'm gonna fish. Can't stop me, I'm a gingerbread man. Anyway. COVID, stupid. So, yeah, people. Again, I appreciate you. Thanks for coming out, guys. Let's all send OAE an email and figure out where the hell he's at, because I don't know what's going on with him. And again, I'm worried about it because he's California, and you know those people. Hell, he really could be shot. I don't know. Probably send him an email after this too. And basically, actually, I try to keep the show at this level because this is about the time when freaking YouTube gets stupid. So I'm trying to prevent YouTube from getting stupid. Anyway, again, guys, thanks. Appreciate it. It was a great show. We actually got done at a reasonable time. We got started at a reasonable time. We hope to continue this trend, even if this may be one of the last nights we do on this night. Well, we don't know. It's something we talked about. Just keep it in mind. Hi, Mom! Actually, I can't... What language would say? I would say hello in your language. Because I don't like being that guy. I don't like being a stupid American, Alright, we always try to learn new things. It's one of the reasons why we get together here. So, yeah, like that. I thank you for being persistent, Abby. I mean, at least I will not forget. But I said, I haven't forgotten. I got your list, bro. I got your list. And apparently Wasp is now on that list too, huh? So we'll keep that in mind as well. But anyway, like I said, hey guys, thank you. We're going to have a good evening. Get out there and fly, people. It's good weather. Take advantage of it. Hopefully it's good weather. Get some pictures or something like that. Oh! Kikori? Kikori-san. You have to run that together fast? Am I saying that right? Kikori-san? I'm hoping... I'm again, don't want to be American stupid, but I like to think of running that together properly. I always see, like, you see it in, like, I mean, I can plug it in. Obviously, thanks to this day and age of computerisms and stuff like that, you should be able to... You should be able to tell... what the heck? No, just do the thing. Goog, you suck. Right there, right there. Oh, what are you doing? That's good. That's good. This is what I was thinking of. This is what I said. Okay. Okay. Wait, what? What? Holy cow. Well, that's not what I was hoping for. Yeah, but it's not coming out the way. Also, I'm asking what she's doing. That's cool. It's not what I'm thinking it is, but there we go. See, whatever. All right, fine. Be that way. Anyway, let me get this done because YouTube's starting to be goofy. Guys, again, thank you for coming out. Appreciate it. We're gonna have a good night now. But anyway, get on out there, get some videos for us, and always remember,